What if the thing that you've been told kills the mood is actually the secret to making sex hotter than ever? Consent is a turn on, not a buzzkill, and I'm gonna prove it. Hey, I'm Iseman, a relationship coach, sex ed nerd, and your favorite third wheel when it comes to better sex and deeper love. Hit that subscribe button if you're ready for smart, spicy tools to build connection that actually lasts and turns you on in the process. You've heard that consent is important, but what if I told you it's also the secret to the hottest sex of your life? Not just safer, not just respectful, but mind-blowingly intimate. Whether it's a one-night stand or your 10-year wedding anniversary, consent isn't about killing the mood, it's how you build one that's worth having. Because, fun fact, marriage is not a synonym for blanket consent. Let's clear something up right away. Consent doesn't ruin the mood. Consent is the mood. It's a framework for intimacy that gets better the longer you practice it. Real consent is an active, ongoing agreement, not, well, they didn't say no. That's called assuming, and we all know what that does. Passive consent is the assumption of a yes unless told otherwise. Active consent requires participation and assumes it's a no unless a yes is received. Which kind of bump and grind sounds hotter? Passive and lazy, or playing with someone who is actively participating along with you? Whatever you put in, you'll get in return. You've probably heard the phrase, consent is sexy, and while that might sound like a bumper sticker, it's also backed by scientific research. Articles in Psychology Today, Very Well Mind, and even a meta-analysis in the Journal of Sex Research confirm partners who practice ongoing consent report higher satisfaction, better communication, and more trust, leading to way better sex. And if you think asking kills the vibe, try this. Do you want me to keep going? Can I take this off? Tell me what you want next. Asking is hot. Clarity is hot. Feeling safe enough to let go? Hot! Consent isn't about permission, it's about anticipation. Let's be real, not all consent is created equal. Different people, different dynamics, different comfort levels. That's why there isn't just one way to do consent right. There are frameworks, and they exist to help you communicate clearly, confidently, and sensually in whatever relationship you're in. One of my personal favorites, informed consent. Don't just tell me you want to kiss me, tell me how you want to kiss me. Slowly, roughly, on my neck, or somewhere I didn't even know I liked yet. The more information I have, the more I get to choose. And the more I choose, the more turned on I am. That's how desire works. Through clarity and anticipation, not mystery and assumption. I love approaching consent not as a request, but as an invitation. Here's the difference. A request puts pressure on a yes or no. An invitation opens the door for collaboration. It keeps both people empowered. So instead of saying, can I kiss you? And instead of, I'd like to kiss you, would that be okay? Try this. I'd really love to kiss you. What are you in the mood for? That little shift is everything. You're not just asking for permission, you're opening a conversation. You're not fishing for a yes, you're inviting them into possibility. If you only ask yes or no questions, you're cornering them and limiting yourself. Because maybe they do want to kiss you, or maybe they want something even spicier than a kiss. Tell me in the comments, what's one way that you've used consent to make a moment hotter? Here are 3 consent frameworks to get those juices flowing. f.r.i.e.s. F.r.i.e.s. This is a great framework from the OGs at Planned Parenthood. It says that consent should be freely given, reversible, informed, enthusiastic or evident, because not everyone shows enthusiasm the same way, if at all, and specific. It reminds us that consent isn't one big yes. It's a series of check-ins. Remember that time you asked your partner if you could have a couple of their French fries? When they said yes, did you follow that up by taking a big bite of their burger? You can say yes to kissing and no to anything more. Yes to this toy, no to that one. Yes to being tied up, no to being tickled, unless that's your thing. I support you. You can say yes to choking and still say no to taking off your socks. That's your right, and maybe it's your kink. No judgment here. The yes ladder. Now we're getting into some pro-level seduction moves. This one's about building the moment with a series of small, exciting, and intentional invitations. Can I kiss your neck? Can I slide my hand a little lower? Want to try that thing we talked about? This is not a checklist. It's a step-by-step to amplify desire. A turn on, not a checklist. Nesting dolls of nasty. Each yes adds anticipation and connection, and spoiler, anticipation is everything. The traffic light technique. You don't have to have a transportation authority fantasy to get mileage out of this one, but it won't hurt either. Common in the kink space, this is as useful for long-term couples as those in a newer dynamic. Really anyone who needs a shortcut when things get intense. Green means yes, I'm into this. Yellow, I'm not sure, slow down a little. Red, stop. I need a pause. Pro tip, this isn't only useful during the deed. Use this after sex too, kind of like a yes, no, maybe list. Try something like, was there anything you want more or less of next time? This isn't a performance review, it's an invitation. This is the part no one tells you. Consent isn't just about sex, it's emotional, it's relational. It's about building a relationship where you both feel safe to bring more of yourselves, more desire, fantasy, emotion, mess. Asking, would you like to try something different tonight after 10 years of marriage isn't boring, it's brave, and that's intimate as f***. It says, I care how you feel. I want this to be mutual. I trust you with the real me. And that's what makes long-term heat last. Consent is an invitation to play, not a limitation. It allows for fantasy exploration safely. Can I tell you a turn on? No pressure. Whether you're on date 3 or year 13, you can use consent to open doors you didn't even know were locked. Skipping consent doesn't always look like violence. Sometimes it's just emotional fallout, resentment, or feeling invisible. Most people don't avoid consent because they're evil. They avoid it because they're afraid. Afraid of rejection, afraid of awkwardness, afraid it'll ruin the vibe. When people stop asking, they stop seeing each other. But when you skip it, you might still get laid, but you miss the connection. And without connection, sex becomes performative, transactional, empty. Worse, it starts to feel unsafe, emotionally or physically. And that's when people start avoiding sex altogether or resenting it in silence. But here's the hope. You can always bring consent back, even if it's been missing for years. Even if your partner's never heard the word fries outside a drive-thru. Start today. Try one small question. Try one better conversation. All right, it's time to blow up that comment section. What's something you want to try saying next time you're in the mood? Consent isn't about being PC or polite. It's not about ruining the mood. It's about building the kind of trust where the mood doesn't have to be questioned. So if you're ready to make your relationships hotter and healthier, check out my course, E&M 101. Even if you never open up your relationship, these tools will open up your intimacy. Not sure if your relationship is ready to explore consensual non-monogamy yet? Take my free relationship ratio quiz. It'll help you figure out where you're strong, where you need to grow, and what's next for your connection. If this video helped you reframe how you see consent, don't forget to like it, share it with someone you trust and maybe want to turn on, and subscribe for more smart, spicy takes on modern love.